You're listening to What's Your Damage? The world's best Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition narrative-heavy actual play podcast inspired by Filipino mythology. We release new episodes at least every other week, sometimes more if we're feeling spicy. And now, on to the show.
Hi everybody, Sadie here with a couple of heads ups before we start. First and foremost, there is a content warning for this episode. At the 28-minute and 40-second mark, we do make a couple of brief, in our opinion, humorous references to suicide. If that's not your cup of tea, skip ahead 1 minute. By 29 minutes 40 seconds, we are done talking about that, and you can safely listen to the rest of the episode. Also in this episode, we do reference some characters and events that happen in episodes we have yet to release. So if you're the kind of person who is very, very annoyed by spoilers, this episode might be very, very annoying for you. Unfortunately, I don't have timestamps for that one. They're kind of scattered throughout, so you're just going to have to determine your own tolerance for that kind of tomfoolery. Anyway, thanks for listening and hope you enjoy the show.
That's 3 nat 20s in this session. I am terrified statistically for the future.
The hell was that?
A lot of dice being rolled.
Did you just get the bag and roll the whole thing?
That was 365 points of damage.
I had a tray sitting next to me, so I just rolled it.
All natural ones. Damn.
I mean, with my luck, yeah.
My damage is 27.
Wow, 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 wow. Bow, 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 bow.
So I'm just going to roll my anti-party dice real quick.
I hope they're cursed.
I am down exactly 1 hit point, so I don't know what your problem is.
You wait.
Okay. Well, welcome to What's Your Damage Holiday Edition, which means famously Q&A time. It doesn't mean that at all. We're starting a tradition, and the tradition starts today.
Traditions have to start somewhere.
Who doesn't get asked nosy questions at the family holiday gathering? I think it is tradition.
You know?
Oh, excellent point. And now we get to...
Should we just role play being our annoying family members?
Snaps.
How come none
Oh,
of
dear
you
God.
have kids?
When are you two getting married?
For my family, it's, are you doing all right, man? Huh?
How did Santa get to those houses in one night?
You know, honestly, in this context, John's question makes sense too. Who are you people?
I mean, if we're going to start somewhere, that's a great place to start. So
I think that's a fabulous place to start.
who are you people?
AKA, who are the people behind the voices? And since I posed the question, I guess I'll go first and give John no new information whatsoever because he lives with me.
Question one.
The listeners. Sadie, the listeners.
The listeners, yes, the listeners may get new information. Depends on how long they've been listening, and also whether or not they're related to me. But I'm Sadie Blake. I play Okot. I was part of What's Your Damage Series 1, which is honestly like the best thing I've ever done with my time, and continues to be. In non-D&D life, I'm also a crafter. I knit and embroider. It's actually really hard to just generally be like, things to know about me. I work at a nonprofit. I'm an accounts payable. That's super boring, but it lets me do this. So it's all good. And yeah, I've played a number of different RPGs. And I have nothing else to say about that, apparently. So there you go.
No truer words ever been spoken.
Truer words have never been spoken. Probably. And I'll pass it over to you, Elliott.
Who am I? No one of consequence. I'll pass it over to Parker.
Come on. That's a bullshit answer.
That is a bullshit.
It's a literature answer. It's from The Princess Bride. Who am I in brief?
Now we know two things about you.
Yeah. He's watched The Princess Bride.
He knows the word literature.
Who am I behind the voice? Someone that enjoys doing them. I have a variety of interests. My facility at them is questionable, but that does not stop me from being interested in them. Most often I find myself returning time and time again to audio work and film work in addition to writing. Would love to be an artist, but I can only be mid at so many things, and unfortunately I can't be mid at that in this life, I don't think. And to steal a line from a personal hero of mine, I play the rhythm guitar, but most often I play the fool. I will popcorn it to Parker.
I think the best way to answer this question is with a episode philosophy podcast.
Yes, and I am a co-host for a philosophy podcast that's coming in 2027.
Yeah.
Limited run, small batch.
Artisanal.
No, I'm Parker Postini, and I'm an enigma.
Are you wrapped in anything, or are you just a plain enigma?
You know what? That's a mystery to all of you.
I knew it. He's wrapped in a mystery.
Oh, it sounds more shrouded in mystery to me. I don't know if he's quite wrapped in it, but he's definitely shrouded.
I'll pass it to Doug.
I'm Douglas Gay. Perseverin. I forgot my character's name. I play Perseverin. And
Parker plays Wobbles, by the way.
Parker plays Wobbles.
Tell him.
Perseverin.
Blowing up my spot.
All right, Ravencrow.
Ravencrow.
Spoilers.
Which they won't understand the meaning of for another several months.
I know. That's spoilers for later. Only the OG listeners will understand.
It's going to be so good when you finally get it, y'all. That was such a sick burn. You have no idea.
Yeah.
When you come back to re-listen to the episode the second time.
Yeah.
To see what little hints were left and paid off in the future.
This is also a peek behind the curtain of how far ahead we've recorded.
I'm the co-inventor of shower art, waterproof art for your shower.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I have a couple pieces myself.
And where can we find this shower art?
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Spider bathrooms everywhere.
If you don't say it, Doug, I will.
My favorite thing to list as my bio on any website is that I'm a biochemical engineer whose hobbies include converting oxygen into carbon dioxide.
Amazing.
Nice.
Shower art can be found at uglybaby.com.
Sure. I don't know if that's true. That might not be our website. Just Google it. Just Google ugly baby shower art. You'll find it.
There you go. There you go.
Uglybaby.shop.
That was close.
That sounds right. See? And guess how he found that? Googling.
Braving.
Oh, I was going to say, knowing Elliott, it was probably something else.
Yep.
DuckDuckGo or something.
Search.brave.com, baby.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, I got to pick someone. I pick Ray.
All right. Hi, my name is Ray. I play Li Weiwei, and I am the old woman who lives in Kate's house. My
And
sole claim to fame.
and
No, that's it. That's all I do.
you
So, Kate,
you're the artist, you freaking lunatic.
right. I occasionally do art. This is also true.
She is the official artist.
Yeah. All the badass art you see online for the podcast was created by Ray, and it is fucking badass.
Well, thank you. No. Yeah, I'm an artist, sometimes writer. That's basically it. Yeah. I'm very tired.
Fair.
Kate, the owner of the house that Ray lives in.
This is true. Truer words have never been spoken.
I play Rizzo, and I occasionally make cocktails themed for the show and do stuff online for the show. And when I'm not doing that, I'm at work, and I work in the medical field. So that's great for me, everybody. Not like there's been a pandemic going on.
An easy low stress field.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Famously
Yes.
low stress.
So yeah, and that
and
is...
nicely tucked out of the national spotlight.
Oh,
a good part of the time.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. So yeah,
There's certainly never anything that comes up with anybody ever.
No.
Not at all.
No.
So yeah, really chill, really relaxed. Low stress.
Mm-hmm. Just
Benefits are great.
Coasting.
Yeah. Anyway, any hoozle.
Yeah, and
yeah.
to give a better introduction than the one that I improv'd up at top, we are doing a Q&A. A lot of these questions come from the listeners of the podcast, either via threads where all of us are located, or other means, which is that we have personal friends. And others that have submitted questions for us to answer, and it is going to be our best to answer them humorously and reveal nothing about ourselves. But I think Kate, you got some questions for us?
I have some questions for us. Actually,
I do just love that the first question was like, "Hey, tell the audience a bit about yourselves," and we were like, "Fuck you, no." Never.
We're like,
hey, John, but
we're some people.
You got to get 7 years of friendship in me before I'll admit anything.
What did you want to know? Who are we? Like, who are we? Like deep inside, or like what? Like what? Like yeah.
The information's on the task, Kate.
Like I said, an hour philosophy podcast. Me and Elliott kind of nailed it.
We really did. And in that philosophy podcast, I was asked the most difficult question I've ever been asked in my entire life, and it was about basketball.
Oh man.
Do
we need to add this to the list of questions for Q&A
for later?
I've never. It was such a difficult question because I have a lifelong ambition that by hook or by crook I'm going to do. And then Parker asked, "What happens if you never achieve it? Would you be okay with that?" I'm like, no, but I'd be okay with not being okay with it.
If I can't play in the NBA, what will I do?
That's my retirement plan, baby. Okay, what do we got?
Louise. And next question, leading in from Who Are We, is where did we all meet?
Question 2.
Question 2. Where did everybody meet?
Yeah, I hope y'all like put Mortal Kombat like announcer voice on that.
Question 2. You'll get it in post.
So where did we all meet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's basically two halves of a whole here. The first round is, I think, would consist of Sadie, Parker, Doug, and myself, which is we all met in the stand-up in the Seattle stand-up scene, where I think I can say this. We all liked each other's comedy. I
hated yours. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, like,
every time they called you up, I'm like, this fucking guy.
Oh, Smoke Break McGee over there. But I think the first person that I met in this group was actually Parker when Parker came to Olympia to perform, and I saw a man in black with dark wavy hair, and I was like, oh no, he's stealing my vibe, and he's doing it better than me. Fuck. And then I moved to Seattle, and I saw Parker at a afternoon comedy show. I was like, "Hey, man, you may not remember me, but I'm kind of a big deal in Olympia." He's like, "Well, I'll invite you to a Facebook group, and we'll see how you fare." I'm like, fuck." I met Doug because I just knew of Doug because Doug was involved with so many different cool things like PROC, which was People's Republic of Coffee, and he worked on Tiny Baby Talk Show, and I just knew of Doug, and I knew that Doug was in the Seattle comedy competition. I was like, oh, he's a big timer. And
Elliott didn't know shit about local comedy.
And I met Sadie because Sadie and I were at an open mic, and we were hanging out with a bunch of comedians. And one thing that comedians do love to do is hear themselves talk. And I would just hear Sadie under her breath say like some of the funniest things I'd ever heard. And I'm like, did anybody hear this, or is it just me? And apparently
it was just you.
It was just me.
It was just you.
And so I immediately vibed to Sadie's what do you call them? Sadie's not underhanded, but
Sotto voce.
Yeah, Sadie's sotto voce comedy, where I was like, this woman's hilarious, and I can't believe that we're talking about like Star Wars. By the way, does that take place in space? And that's how we all met on this side of the aisle. And then I had the great fortune of meeting Ray.
Okay, all right.
Wow, man, you haven't confused us in a long time, brother.
I know. Look, I was due, baby.
He was remembering back to when he used to confuse you.
Yeah.
Except he only knew me at that time. So.
Yeah.
I was like, you seem like are you that old woman who lives in Kate's house? Man.
Wow.
And then I met Ray when we both worked at a job for a nonprofit, and I lost my mind consistently, and Ray was the only person who could interpret my mad ramblings as something that could be useful.
It's an important skill to have, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after WYD the first ended, I was like, well, everybody, I've done it. I've done a podcast playing a TTRPG. I think I'm it. I think that's it. I don't think I'm ever going to GM ever again. And
I think pretty much peaked.
Yeah. You know what? It happened in my midlife, which augurs well. And then Ray and Kate conspired to get me back in the game, but I would love to hear how the rest of you guys met.
Comedy scene first. Go.
I thought we just answered that.
That's how Elliott met all of you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How did you all meet each other?
Parker?
I met Doug and Sadie through comedy. I don't specifically. It's just you see each other over and over, and then you're like, oh, yeah, you're familiar. Oh, yeah, you're familiar. And then know them eventually. Ray and Kate, I met officially last October.
Yeah.
Yay. Officially in the
Before
flesh.
That, I first met him
Fleshly.
in a one-shot with...
You.
I first met them doing a one-shot with Elliott before we started recording, where I was a robot frog.
Oh.
Coolest robot frog
I'm so sad to have missed this.
It was amazing. Parker, do you still have your art?
Do I?
Do you?
I think it's somewhere around here. We need to find it.
We need to find it and like put that place in.
We could use that for the cover of this episode.
Oh my God, yes.
Parker's okay with it.
Yes, please.
I think I know where it is. Hold on, I'll find it.
I got it.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, yes.
That is a cool.
He actually got that wire necklace during the game.
Yeah. Look at him. He's so fucking cool. Look how fucking cool he is.
So cool.
And his eyes were fucking fly zappers. No, his mouth was the
His
fly
mouth.
zappers. His mouth.
his mouth.
His teeth were fly zappers.
That's just fantastic.
Which came surprisingly in handy.
It really did.
Did he have a voice that you did, or was it more your own voice?
He had a what was it? It's like
It was like really deep and gravelly, just like
Yeah.
It was like, yo.
It was so
That's
good.
fly. Yeah, he dragged words out more.
Yeah.
no,
It was very slow and smooth.
Yeah. It fits the picture. I can't wait for people to see the picture while
I
you're
know.
in the voice.
It's you guys
Yeah.
are gonna lose your shit.
Your entire shit, even.
Yeah. Lose your
Okay, Tumblr side.
Okay. All right,
That's not how we
we
met,
predate
rude.
Tumblr, dear.
Rude. We're going on like 15 years from like, fanfiction.net, live journal, and AIM. We're ancient.
It's sad. I mean, how specific do we want to be? Like, I don't fucking care.
I don't give a shit if you don't give a shit.
We met through I guess similar fandom circles. Are both like super like Sailor Moon fans.
Yes.
And I think we both joined like this particular fanfic writing thing called a fic-a-thon, where you have a theme and you write like, I don't know, like 20,000 words or something like that to of a fic to this theme. We met during one of those about 15, 20 years ago, something like that.
I think we're going on 15 because I want to say, well, no, I think it is 15 because I think it was 2009.
Yeah, it would have to be 15. Yeah. And just sort of hung out in the same circles ever since. And yeah.
And we don't totally hate each other, so
Yeah.
I mean, we live together now, so I hope not.
That would be awkward, man. I let her move up here and everything. Be like, no.
Turns out I don't actually like you as much as I thought I did. So
it's really not working for me anymore.
AKA the story of every time I've moved in with a partner. Okay.
Got
Do we have-
real there. All right.
He's like, I'm not going to reveal anything except for my deepest, darkest secret.
This is how it goes. You can know the man forwards and backwards and still not know his birthday. That's just that is the Elliott experience.
Not wrong.
Hit us with the next question, question master.
Let's move along from this topic, shall we?
Question 3.
I mean, legitimately, I think like the week he and I really started talking at work, we were talking about like deep childhood trauma. He still will not tell me his birthday.
Don't worry, I got you.
I
know.
That's a solved problem.
He told my high school.
Narrowed down though. We haven't narrowed down.
Yeah, no, I've got it in my calendar. Look, you have nothing to say about this, Elliott, since you told Terry like an hour after meeting her.
Yeah, because it really fucked with you. That's the reason I did it. I bet this, and it totally messed with her because she goes like, I held on to that like it was a state secret. I was like, yeah. Sometimes you just get.
Sometimes you just gotta fuck with people. We get it. We understand
Sometimes my desire to just fuck with somebody overrides my ability to have nobody know anything about me. Next question.
I'd just like to point out before we move on, Elliott, that if you ever wonder why I consistently give you such a hard fucking time, it's because I have learned that my attempts to respect you will always be thrown back in my face.
Well, and that's why we are the best of friends.
I've seen a question here on Threads asking what everyone's birthday is. I don't know if we want to throw that into the mix.
October 12th, send cash. Next question.
So next question comes from Flipsy. Crowd favorite. Yay. And she asked, aside from the characters we all play, which character of the campaign would you want to spend a day as, and what would you do? It can't be the character you play.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I went real dark real fast.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
I would play as Evangeline.
No, she hasn't been introduced yet. Shush.
No, she has in season 1.
Well, I mean, okay, fair. Fair. And what would you do?
Why are we choosing Evangeline? I feel like we know the answer, but go ahead.
I would play as Evangeline and I'd kill myself.
There it is. Yeah.
First thought, best thought, I guess. Like, oh man,
I love
that was my first thought, but it was.
I love that you choose the character with like awesome godlike powers, and your first thought is just suicide.
Kill her off.
I'll be like, look, she's a problem I need to solve. How can I solve it?
Right?
Body theft. This sounds like a plan. I mean, honestly, it sounds like a pretty decent plan. Hey, Oak.
Okat's like, yep, that's a plan, all right.
Save that for later. Jot that one down.
No, like, I'm in. Let's do this.
Who would like to answer next?
It's tough.
I'm debating.
I know, it's really hard.
If we're limited to where we're at with release, that's different than other people we might know from future play.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to take out an answer that doesn't require trigger warning at some
Thank you.
point. So
Thank you. I
Yeah.
would. Yes, that would be good. Thank you.
yeah, like it's a funny answer. I don't know if it's one I want to publish.
No. Yeah. Fair.
Fair.
Or at least, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Rephrase it. Just kill her.
Yeah, fair. I would want to be Bear.
I mean, that's my
I think
initial
all of
knee
us
jerk
would
too.
want to play as bears, so that's.
Does that mean none of us can pick that as an answer? No, hang on. Okay,
I mean, I
this is
think
how we do this. We'll take a round describing what we would do as Bear, and then we'll give our real answer.
And then we'll give other answers. Well, no, I think it's fair to have and be like, there's this character that you will meet.
But
I'm very
also,
excited for you to meet.
he actually hasn't been introduced yet. That's why
No,
I'm like, I
fucking
don't
damn
want
it.
to. Yeah.
I know.
Why are we doing this now?
He will be introduced in like 2 episodes, I believe.
Okay.
2 episodes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was when that's going to be released. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we just got to the boob map.
Yeah. So
he's
he's coming
right.
soon.
He's
He's imminent.
Yeah, I think we might just have to go with this episode. This episode is going to have some amount of spoilers because otherwise, answering this question, our options are
each other.
anyone in the tavern, each other, anyone in the tavern.
Well,
Or there'll be a LaFay.
Same answer as Evangeline for that
I
one.
was actually going to go with just a weird ass answer and say the Olithek. I mean, why not? Like
the manager.
The manager. I mean, who doesn't want to be a management?
Jesus Christ.
And what would you do as the Olithek?
I mean, evil shit, obviously.
And get all that delicious lore.
Yeah. I just sit here and like plumb people's minds for things. Like, why not? All the secrets be mine.
The lore keeper would be rich with information and lore.
I wouldn't sell it to anybody. I just want to know.
Yeah, you'd be lore rich.
Mm-hmm. And it's an embarrassment of riches.
Look, dragons hoard gold, Olitheks hoard secrets. I think that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Fair. Doug.
I would choose Luwewe, and I would climb off buildings and then float off of them.
Yes. This is a
That's
great
what I would spend the day doing.
Literally, that was going to be my answer.
Y'all would both be completely in character, too. I love it.
I love floating mechanics like in games. It's one of my favorite things in games. I don't have flying dreams. I have floating dreams. So
either that or be Wobbles and then just go hide somewhere and nap.
Oh man, that would be great too. Like being able to just take a nap in a dresser drawer.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why, but that sounds like the most amazing experience.
No, and then no one could find you. It would be quiet and dark, and you just sleep. You know what? That's my answer. I want to be Wobbles.
I mean, no lie. I have always wanted one of those like old ass like box beds that just you can just close yourself in like it's a fucking closet. Like hell yeah.
That's a rage showing. What would you do in a fantasy world? Oh, I'd get such good sleep.
I mean,
you know, there's magic, right? Yeah. Oh, sleep as well too. Great.
Oh man, no side effects.
Never have to wake up.
Man,
never on. Prepare sleep for the day, and then.
Can you get yourself with sleep? Like, can you self-target with that spell? I feel like you should be able to.
Right? I feel like you could. You could just fail it.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
Done.
I'd be Geperidot and I'd try not to be such a ding-dong.
Also
a fantastic answer.
Wasn't there a second part to this question? Hold on.
And what would you do for the day?
Oh, okay. All right. No, I thought there was a totally second question in there for some reason. Anyway.
No, just a preface that you can't be the character you play.
Makes sense.
Elliott, who would you be? And what would you do for the day?
I would be Riz, and I'd try to get some goddamned answers from my goddamn deity.
I mean, honestly, I'd also considered saying Riz, but that's mostly because who doesn't want to be a muscle mommy?
I mean,
yeah.
listen, only a chosen few can be a muscle mommy, okay?
Yeah, and I think
our world seems rife with them, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. There are plenty.
And I do think like it would just be fun to be a mob princess, or
Spoilers.
I think it would be very fun to be a muscle mommy.
It'd be very fun
all right, next question.
It'd be very fun to have no family whatsoever.
None.
To have the last name Parcheesied.
Yeah, totally. This is, like no. I don't have family. Thanks for asking. Bringing up a very sore spot. Jeez Louise, I'm an orphan. God. Damn.
Okay. Does anybody have the chance to answer?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think Parker did.
Parker.
I think my real answer would be like Verseveron and just see where the day takes me.
Which is so on brand.
It's fair.
Yeah, I was thinking my backup answer would be Verseveron, and I would just try to like talk to every dick-ass tree that I could. I'm like, you're not so great. I would just talk trash to trees. That's what I would do. What are you going to do? Shiver at me? Fuck you.
Uh-oh, getting chased down by Ents again.
Well, that's regular Verseveron's problem.
Must be the wine-pissing fae. Wine pissers is such an amazing pejorative. Well done. I was listening to the episode in my car, and I was like, man, I wish I was there to give him an inspiration for that. That was so good.
I feel like we did.
We did.
Okay,
I think we did a post. Like, not in the moment, but I feel like we did after.
Posthumous.
Because we were kind of in the shit at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And a little preoccupied.
just a little bit. Just
a little bit.
A little bit.
So, okay, now I think everyone answered that one, and I do want to wait. So this is question 4, which kind of ties into this, and I did also like this one a lot, which was in my list of things, which was if your character had to switch to a new class, what would it be and why?
I've never thought about that ever in my life.
You haven't?
Nope. Never thought about switching classes ever.
Wow.
Not ever. Not recently.
Brand new
even.
information from Sadie.
Okat's running out of moves. There's no more classes to go to.
I guess I'll try wizard.
It's gonna be
Elliott,
real
you have
weird.
no idea how accurate you are.
A wizard who never pays attention. Anyway.
Inattentive wizard.
Just cast fireball, man. Like, who cares?
Oh Lord. No, I mean that's simple for Lily at least. Like she would be a bard.
That makes sense.
Instantly and immediately she would be a bard.
This makes sense.
Do you have any sense of the subclass type of bard, or just in general she'd be like performer, dancer kind of thing?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't thought as far as subclasses go, although eloquence probably, but maybe not. I might look into some of it and go, because I do these things like occasionally just retool the character sheet just because I freaking can.
Nice.
Just to see what it would look like.
Yeah.
What else? What else would Verseveron be?
Verseveron, like in character for Severin, were he to switch, it would probably be something like a monk, because that still kind of fits within, like, it's almost like a hybrid of like caster martial,
Mm-hmm.
and not that monks are casters, but there is still some sort of like
Yeah,
magical
that little-
spiritual part to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Makes
that makes
sense.
As far as me as a player, I have no idea. I don't know.
That works.
Oh,
Yeah.
not to cut back in, but I thought there was one
Yeah.
that was better than eloquence. I looked it up, and it's spirits. I think College of Spirits would actually be really good for her.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sadie, what else would Okot switch to?
Wizard, we just said.
No, I need an honest answer.
That's a Sadie answer. I think Okot, if she was smart about it, would probably lean more into the like the fighter type classes. Well, I think fighter is a class, actually.
It is, yes.
Yeah, but like she just has a habit of jumping into the middle of things and tends to forget she's squishy.
Yeah. You want to go full tank.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's in my heart, man.
That makes sense. That makes
That's who
sense.
Okada is. She's like, nah, I gotta be in the action. I gotta make a difference with my fists. What about Wobbles?
What about
The wizard.
Oh,
That absolutely
yeah.
tracks, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also terrifying.
Uh-huh. He gets into enough trouble now. Like, I can't even imagine if you give
I
this
know,
man
right?
access to Fireball. Like, fuck.
Jesus. Yeah.
Plus, it's another W. It's another W. Wobble top
another-
wizard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, Warlock works, but
The
Yeah.
WW3.
Ravencrow would be a Warlock. Oh,
Oh man.
But a Warlock of what? Now there's the question.
Nightmare.
Yeah, probably.
it'd be like a really like what's like the wannabe Cthulhu?
Oh, the Allfather. Or the Sun Eater.
Well, no, I'm saying like what's like something that's like not as big and bad as that, but people are like, oh yeah, that's so big and bad. But it's like
An Olithek?
The
You know,
try
like,
hard.
yeah.
I'm thinking
Cosmic
even
horror.
smaller, like even smaller,
Yeah.
like
I mean, that's one of those like lore things that it's like I think technically we have a way of building stuff in. We just haven't actually officially named anything yet. Because there are smaller spirits that have, the kind of power that I think you're thinking of. But they're just like as yet unnamed. Like you could insert anything you wanted into there. If you wanted like a fucking Cthulhu, like I feel like there would be space for that.
well, so basically what I'm thinking, if an Olithek's a Charizard, Ravencrow would be like make a pact with the Charmander.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But he'd be like, oh yeah, I've got this pretty cool, powerful guy that gives me powers. It's like, no, it's just a little guy.
You're that person's first pack, even though they brag about having packs with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
It's like a nega far stand.
Spoilers.
Season 1.
Season 1, yeah.
Far stands all over season 1.
Yeah, but did he have packs with people in season 1? I don't think he did.
Well, there are opportunities for expansion in season 2. Let's see if they pan out.
Hey, Farstand, you want a warlock? Ravencrow wants to reclass. So, Kate, would you reclass? Or what would you request?
No, if I mean, does anyone want to guess what I'm going to say or what Riz herself would say?
Barbarian?
Yep.
Nice. That would be fun.
If anyone is going to rage,
yeah.
it's going to be Riz.
This is fair. This is fair.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she would do like probably Berserker. I'm guessing. Like just go all the fuck in.
Yeah.
But yeah. It would be Barbarian. And this also leads into another question that I had that I liked, which was, Elliott, if you could play an Onisino, what kind of PC would you want to make?
Ooh.
If I could, okay, so let me understand this question. If I could play in Onisino, what PC would I make?
One of us are DMing in your world.
In that case,
Or we've cloned you and you are DMing in your world.
You could be cloned.
Oh,
That's
that would be an unfortunate meeting of the minds because I would try to fuck with him and he'd try to fuck with me back.
That would be so fun to watch. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's like dipshit 5D chess is what it would turn into.
Hey, science, get on that.
Yeah. If I could choose a PC, what class would I choose? I think what I would like to do is I would choose. I like wizards just because I love being, and Parker and Doug know this. I like being insufferable wizards who don't realize how close they are to death's door every time they step out on the battlefield and get a little bit too inflated. So he wouldn't last for a long time, but he would be there for a time and he'd probably get fucking ganked by a bunch of Russian mice or something. If I know how this goes. But yeah, I like wizards because I'll never forget just playing in Parker's campaign where we were fighting a bunch of people who were very hard to hit at our second level or whatever. And so I realized that I could just force them to make saving throws and that could deal damage. And I was with Doug's character and he was just insufferable because he was just like, protect me, you fools. I'm the only one who can hurt them. As he just kept on running behind them and kiting the guys who were going to crush him. And so I just really liked that. I like that character archetype.
So Peridot really is a self-insert.
Yeah. When I look at Peridot, I see myself and I'm like, you could not be more beautiful or perfect. Next question.
Oh, adorable. This question 6. I've honestly lost count. I'm
Question 6.
Question 6. We're so good at this, you guys. So good.
So well planned. Anyway.
I know. Yeah, this is totally.
It's the first one. Next year's will be better.
This one comes from a close personal friend of me and Ray. Sandy. Yay, Sandy. She had 2 questions. The first question we'll have for the group, and then another question we'll have for Elliott. But first question is, there in the last episode that she had listened to at the time when she sent these was, the question was, are you prepared to die? Other than that question, what is the question each of you would most dread to answer?
Ooh.
Of the group, because
Like as characters.
yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yes. And I think the whole do I still have those written down, the original questions? that we had, and then all
I
the questions that we went.
believe the original questions were, what are you afraid of? What are you hiding?
Mm-hmm.
And then, are you prepared to die?
Yes.
Ooh.
I can't believe I had that on the top of my head. Anyway.
Lore master, lore master, lore master, lore master.
I mean, I feel like my knee-jerk answer to this is kind of cheaty. Because like Lily, the worst question for Lily is, what are you hiding?
Same twin.
So
that's a pretty good answer. That's not cheating.
Well, it's one that was definitely asked, although I don't think our responses were actually in the game.
No.
So yeah.
For some of them, they were switched around. So some answered some and some answered others.
Yeah.
But that would be Riz's too. Like, I mean, no, Riz is not hiding anything. She is just an orphan named Parcheesied.
Yeah.
No need to dig further than that thing.
It's weird you keep bringing it up.
I know, like, what? I don't know. Kind of weird. I know there's a cheese tray right in front of me. What?
I think for Okot, I'm actually borrowing this phrasing directly from Brindlewood Bay, but I think it's really salient. What are you afraid will happen if you fail?
Ooh. Deep. That's so fucking deep, man.
I mean, it's got layers. Just like an onion.
Yes.
One of her layers is a map.
And one of her layers is inattention.
What's up?
I see what you did there. Amazing. Doug Parker.
Wobbles would probably be just like afraid. His question would be, I just friggin' had it. Oh yeah, just, do you know what you did? Because that'd make him freak out. Like, oh, what I do?
Oh yeah.
I hate to say it. I don't have a good one for Perseveron. In some ways, I play him as someone who's kind of like gone through all of that stuff in life, where he's like, yeah, there's like stuff that you could bring up, but he would just be like, yeah, here's the situation. I don't like it and I don't feel bad about it, but you can't make me feel bad about it. So he would just answer any question about his life honestly, even if it's like makes him look horrible.
I've got one for Severin based on future knowledge that I think might get him.
Oh, yeah, I'll cut it out, but I'm curious.
What if you chose the wrong path?
No, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's spoiler enough that it needs to be cut out.
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah. I don't think that is spoilery enough.
No, but that definitely comes from things I know that the audience does not.
Yeah, and I think maybe I'm overthinking it, of like, because that isn't a question that he would hate to answer, because that's a question that he thinks about every day. So I think he's more in a position of questions that he's unable to answer, but isn't like, oh, this puts me in my uncomfortable spot.
Oh, well, and see, I guess I interpret it as like the question you dread answering, which to me, if he's wrestling with it constantly, like, yeah, he's going to dread having to give an answer on that, is my read on it. But it's your character. I could be wrong.
No, it's good, because it's I think there it would be, he would dread if the answer was like he did choose something wrong, but like getting the answer would be awesome. That would be
great. Oh, sure. At least then you can deal with it.
Clarity, baby. Yeah. But that's good. I do like this question in general because it does make me want to think of like what would be a button for him that I could push where he wouldn't want to answer the question, you know.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to push it all cool like with the end of your staff?
Be like, push.
I'll defer my answer to the future.
Fair. And then this was more of a general question comment to Elliott. But our dear friend Sandy would like to know a little bit more about the mythology behind Onisino. So, like, what inspired it?
Oh, what inspired Onisino?
Hey, Sandy, A fucking plus question. Thank you for that. Sorry, go on.
No, that was a very good question. I appreciate that. What inspired Onisino? Well, Onisino is based in large part, the starting point was Filipino mythology, because I had built a couple of other worlds, Galea and Alm, and I was like, I like playing with that. I like those ideas that I've played with, but I'd like to focus on something that really speaks to my experience as a Filipino man who also happens to love TTRPGs. And thankfully, in a context like this, you can build something. And I've always said this, and I believe it full-heartedly, which is I spent a lot of years making Onisino, and in my mind it was perfect and pristine, but it was a beautiful sandcastle because it doesn't come alive until there are actual players running around and messing around in your world. And I find that a lot of my ideas come from, of course, Filipino mythology, and I would say a spirituality that I do not believe, but a spirituality that I enjoy thinking about and that lends me great comfort, even if I do not, even if it does not have the power of faith behind it or the power of belief behind it. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Good answer. Great answer. Love that for us.
Yeah. So good. So good. And then that was mainly the questions I had. Unless anyone else had any other questions they wanted to ask for funsies.
My Stephanie had a question.
I'm certainly not going to make up a question to ask the group.
Stephanie asked a
Start
question.
Googling icebreakers to sign off with.
No,
what's icebreaker we can answer in character.
Stephanie had a question.
Stephanie had a question.
Jesus Christ.
So no to the icebreakers then?
I'm pretty sure we did that in character in game. I know all of your favorite colors. Like,
oh, come on, I can find a better icebreaker than that.
I mean, mine might have changed by now, honestly.
Didn't you say rainbow?
Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. You said rainbow too. Don't start.
So Stephanie had a question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stephanie.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get this question out. But yes, thank you, Stephanie. Thus far in the adventure, what has been a moment that you think about and laugh at?
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, for me, I think it's... And I feel like I'm cheating because I get to pick all my favorite moments from the podcast and like clip them and put them in the little intro. But like the one that consistently sticks with me is when Riz and Wobbles are out in the swamp with Peridot, and like there's a bugbear and some kobolds just like hanging around, and they've been sent to fight them, but they're not looking for a scrap. Like the enemies are all just kind of hanging out there. And he's like, "Are you ready?" And Riz goes, "Well, they're not really dead." And he's like, "Charge!" And she goes, "Oh shit."
Classic Peridot.
I just like
The
I
best
love
of us.
everything about it.
Right?
The best of us, some would say.
I mean, from the episodes that we've already released,
Mhm.
it's such a small moment, but it gets me every fucking time. Is I think Wobbles and Riz had just left to do that, and Elliott spots Verseveran's token moving around, and he's like, "Oh, do you head after them?" He's like, "No, I'm going over here."
Yeah. The way that Doug says it. No, I'm gonna go over here. Shit like that.
Oh,
The
Verseveran
delivery
joined
on
the
it
group.
is just
No, I'm
Oh.
over here.
so
good.
good. So good.
That is another all-timer for sure. That one gets me every time.
It's
No,
just
I'm
the
going over here.
Yeah, I'm going over here. Just the delivery of it. God.
I mean,
Also,
my favorite.
Oh, go ahead.
My favorite is the Ray. Sorry, I just every time I think about it, I don't know. I don't know who I am. My name is the Wayway, and I don't know
I don't know where I am.
Don't know where. Yeah.
Yep.
That kills me just thinking about it.
I keep meaning to bring that back, so I need to do that. Anyway,
It's also just and it's funny in the context where someone else
yeah.
sets you up for it, and but it's unexpected. It's not like this is the obvious joke from like an alley-oop, setup. You just took a great, you created a great joke out of that context, out of that in that situation, and that to me is also like makes it extra special.
Yep.
It's inspired. It's definitely inspired.
Yes.
Aw.
Kate.
Parker.
Sadie
No,
said
just-
Kate first.
Okay, fine.
And I don't know if you know this, but she's sort of the boss.
I mean, fair.
Well, guess who's getting a promotion?
You get 2 stupid titles.
And one of them is Hype Man.
The other is assistant.
Assistant hype man. Okay.
Assistant to the hype man.
The hype man is coffee. Or cocaine, depending on what company we are.
Oh, good Lord. This is terrible, and I fully admit it's terrible.
Oh,
Go on.
But and this is fairly recent, but I always think about it because I'm just like, God damn. But when Wobbles is playing dead and the one LaFay comes over and it's like, are you just gonna continue to play dead? Oh no, I'm gonna just become an anchor. It just is like, no, I'm going out swinging. Let's go.
Yeah, that's so good.
It's just like, God. Like just how, but just like, no, of course I'm gonna do something. What are you talking about? That one gets me.
That's a good one.
And also just anything with Peridot because he's a fucking idiot. Because even though this is a scene with me and I feel weird mentioning it, but it makes me laugh just because Peridot's such a fucking idiot. But it's like, okay, you've nearly drowned, you nearly died. Have you learned a lesson to let you go first? No, not the fucking lesson.
Not the lesson.
You're stupid fuck. Peridot's an idiot. Parker.
Collectively, like the confusion of how Elliott was playing Peridot. We collectively agreed his new name would be Peridot.
Peridot.
He's like, well, actually, the options are this or that, and then Kate being like, we're gonna choose the third option always. And it's like, oh yes, of course, I know that, but Peridot doesn't. It's like, yeah, he's living up to his third name.
Yeah. Actually, that's another good thing. That's another good Wobbles one. And it's less of like, I find it funny, of just more in the sense of like, good God damn. But after the crashing down of the bar and like all of the bottles and everything, it's just like, but I'm just a little guy.
I was just gonna say another all-timer for me is when Parker's like, what's the nearest sconce, or no, what's the lighting in this place? No, it's like, it's fire, of course. It's sconces of fire. What's the nearest sconce of fire to the puddle of alcohol? And Elliott just goes, oh, me, meow.
One of our channels, someone asked like favorite DM phrases or whatever, and I was thinking like, it's gotta be like meow for me. Specifically said in like that cadence. It's all right. I'm gonna let this happen, and I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be happening, but
I walked right into it. Can't back out now.
Yeah, I do. Like, yeah, the oh me meow comes when I'm like, exactly like Parker said. I was like, well, he waited until I put the noose around my neck. So here we go. Let's jump.
I mean, you just gave it to him. Just handed it over on a silver platter. Oh, it's right above the puddle of alcohol. Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, like it.
Well.
There are a lot of those moments where it's just like, I'm just trying to figure out the. I don't There are a lot of times with this group in particular where I will say something because I'm visualizing it, and it's I'm trying to create the mind palace in my brain, and I forget that you guys have like kept note of what everything is happening. Like I will always think back to something that happened later on in the adventure, a wild subplot about flammable trees, and where I know he just like, can I see which trees are more flammable than the others? I was like, sure, man. And then he collected that information, and then when he needed it most, he goes, am I on the especially flammable tree? Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, you are, brother. And I think that is one of the, I think if I were to select like the moments that make me, that always make me laugh, I think it comes from this distinctly GM point of view, where it is seeing your players, and I can never fully guess what you guys are going to do. I can suspect what your interests may be, but the way that you guys put your solution together for the problem presented is always novel and fascinating. And I find those answers to be so fucking fun to game out and play with because, you guys are just very good at what you do. Also, another vote for I'm just a little guy. Give me a roll on how convince on your deception. I'm so convincing I'm feeling sad. I think that was one of the best. And as a future tease, I did really love Riz's interaction with a pretty powerful NPC that comes later.
Read 'em the riot act. Or the Rizzo act.
You just got the Parcheesied.
Oh, God damn it. Well, that's very good. All right.
Episode title?
with Cribbit as the art. Yeah, I feel like
You
that
just
works.
got
Yeah.
Parcheesied. Oh wait, no. One final question, Elliot. Who's your favorite player, and why is it Kate? I don't know where that came from.
Well, I guess
Just
I asked and
came
answered,
around.
huh? So,
Yeah.
well, that's been What's Your Damage, everybody? Q&A section. But
Is
no,
it her charm, wit, and humility?
And subtlety.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
But thank you so much for everybody who submitted questions. I'm going to say thank you to everybody on the panel, which is the podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Doing this is a great pleasure, and the fact that I get to play with you guys it averages out to about 2 weeks is one of my great joys. So I look forward to keeping this train running in the future and for the foreseeable future and beyond. So
Chewing.
thank you. Huh?
You got out, or I didn't hear what you said. Keeping this train. You just had a long pause, or did you come out?
I don't think the rest of us had that long pause, so it just was you jumping in going, chewing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very funny.
Keeping this train, like he was thinking of what trains do for a long time. Then, all right, I'll help him out.
Chugga, choo, choo.
I do, because
What
that
did
is
you say, since I missed it?
Man, like a lot of stuff.
No, keeping
So
this
much
train
stuff.
going. Okay.
Going?
That's all right.
Is it acceptable, Parker?
I would have went with chewing, but going's fine.
I don't.
You know what? I think we have a new
chewing,
topic.
I definitely would remember.
I think we have a new topic for our annual philosophy podcast. Do trains go or chew?
I want to add that to my favorite scenes.
If a train could chew, how many tracks would a train chew?
Bugs first.
But thank you everybody who's playing and everybody who's listening. This is a wonderful experience, and we're glad that you're with us. And keep on rocking in the free world, I guess. That's not copywritten, is it?
Well, it is now.
Thank you for listening to What's Your Damage Season 2, featuring Ray Palmer as Luwewe, Sadie Blake as Oka, Kate Ingram as Riz Parcheesied, Douglas Gale as Verseveron, Parker Postini as Wobbles Waggletop. Elliott Rose is our Dungeon Master. Audio engineering by Sadie Blake and Douglas Gale. All music created by Sadie Blake. Sound effect attributions can be found in the show notes.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, WYDpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore for Onisno. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WYD Pod, and that's WYDPODD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can find us elsewhere, because if there's a place to be, we're probably there already. So, please stop by, say hi. We would all genuinely love to hear from you.
Horpy Herkadays!